Hello and welcome to another video, and quickly I'll just explain why we're getting straight into the race here. Basically there was a couple of connections issues for a couple of riders in qualifying and we were running very late, so it was decided that we will just start the race with a random grid. So yeah, heading straight into it now. So we are on the grid. Obviously, as you can tell by the title and thumbnail, it is another league race video, and we are here for the Malaysian Grand Prix, the penultimate race of the season. And we luckily got put on pole position. I think we probably would have qualified second, but we got put on pole, so that's definitely a bit of an advantage to us. So waiting for the lights to come on. The lights are now on. We're waiting for the lights to go out so we can release the clutch for the Sepang Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go off the line. Pretty bad start though, down to 4th place already. So Drean's had an amazing start. He's passed Arwan and Bob Rock and me as we hit the brakes for turn 1 now. I can see a couple of proximity arrows. You can see Piccolino trying to go around the outside, but a few riders gone very wide, so we're at the inside of a few. The inside of Arwan and he's pushed on the curb. Now Drean's back at the inside of Bob Rock, so Drean retakes the lead. I'm 3rd. Bob Rock's now taking the lead, so Drean's 2nd. I'm 3rd as we come through turn 3 now, but Drean's gone very wide, so Ronald Throttle cutting under Drean there. Didn't want to sit behind him because Bob Rock really had the pace this week. Well, he has the pace every week, but especially he had probably the best pace out of everybody. And I wanted to make sure that I could try and stick with him as much as I could in this race. So, first sector done, and R19 passes Drean there. And I think there was contact between those two, because I think you'll see in a minute that it comes up that Drean has crashed. In fact, he actually didn't, but I do know for a fact that he did crash there. So, I believe Drean crashed there actually anyway. But we are still trying to stay as close as we can. We've got a pretty good exit off of turn 8 on Bob Rock here. We're in the slipstream, going down towards the hairpin, hitting the brakes. But a little bit earlier than with the lights because I didn't want to cause a crash or anything. It's the first lap, but we're cutting on the inside on the curb. Couldn't quite do anything there. We almost got side by side. You can see the arrow. We are dropping our one hand a little bit, trying to go around his outside now. Still just trying to find any way past Bob Rock here because I wanted to make sure I could get in the lead and try and hold him up through turn 12. He's gone a little bit hot. He's going to have to slow the bike down. We've closed up quite a bit here through turn 13. We're going around the outside. 15 thousandths of a second between us there. So I come out of turn 14 now. Pretty good run. In the slipstream we go. Down towards the final corner. We're going to the right hand side of Bob Rock. So we go flying down towards the final corner of the circuit, hitting the brakes very early indeed. And well, not that early, actually pretty late. And Bob Rock's got a little bit wide. We're getting the cut back underneath him with a little bit of contact there, but I'm not as sure there was contact on his screen. I didn't mean to hit him there, but you know, it's just a tiny bit. Didn't matter too much. Over the line we lead after the first lap. Very crucial. We've got a half a second lead there. So I think he did probably lose a little bit of time. I think he had to sit the bike up to avoid too big contact, but we have absolutely overshot. We're completely off the circuit through the first corner. I watched for someone on my inside, but there wasn't one. And through turn 2 we've ran wide once again. So the arrow you can see going up the inside. Piccolino's crashed now, but Bob Rock sweeps back around the outside through turn 3. And I was smart enough not to stick my nose in there. So halfway through turn 3 I could have had another look, but decided against it. So as we break for turn 4 now, Bob Rock has retaken the lead on lap 2 of 10. We got a pretty good run to turn 4 there, but he got a bit of a better exit than us. Jagger and Drean having a bit of a battle further behind. We're trying to still stay as close as we can to Bob Rock. I'd done a little bit of practice with him and his pace was immense. He could run in the 52s, 53s for a long time. And he'd absolutely dropped me, so I was really trying not to. But we're going to the inside through turn 7 here. Through turn 8, having a look. Can't quite do anything about it though, but we're almost pulling alongside on the straight towards the hairpin. Hitting the brakes, around the outside we go. Tipping it into turn 9. We missed the apex a little bit, but we almost hit it. And up into first position we go once again. So a bit of a battle ensuing here. You can see he's trying to look at the inside. Rob Nuss falls off a bit further behind as well. You can see Bob Rock looked at the inside there, but he couldn't quite do anything about it. And the Yamaha's probably a little bit better in this sector than the Honda through turn 12. He's tried to have another look. He's obviously pretty desperate to try and get past, but obviously our lines are slightly different as well. So we are going to catch each other in different positions. We had a 4.2 tenth lead there, but that's pretty much gone now. He's in the slipstream as we go down once again towards the last corner. Will he make the move that I made last lap? I'm defending to the outside, hitting the brakes, probably about the same point as the lap before. We missed the apex a little bit, but so has Bob Rock, so he's not been able to do anything. We're trying to get out the last corner. He's got a bit of a better exit than us, I think. I could hear him getting on the throttle a little bit earlier, just using the slipstream. Here he comes, he's catching us up, so 53.4, the end of that lap there. Hitting the brakes for turn 1. Bob Rock has taken the position once again onto lap 3, but he's run a little bit wide into turn 1, so we're going to try and cut underneath in there. Can we do it? Not quite. He had to sit the bike up a little bit. Through turn 2, back on the power once again. Riding it through turn 3, pretty scary corner, but you can make some time if you know what you're doing. So we are closing on him a little bit there, so we're only 1.7 tenths behind now. I don't know why I said it like that, but you know, 1.7 tenths, 173, whatever. I could have just said a tenth and 3/4 pretty much. But through turn 4, I've been chatting about the way I said things. And you look at the mini-map, we are dropping the riders behind for sure here. Because obviously, as I said, Bob Rock had amazing pace, so I was quite happy that I was sticking with him at this point. But it is only lap 3, still early days. Into turn 6, a bit of a lag contact there. So it looked pretty bad on the spectator cam, wasn't as bad actually on the bike, but it was a bit of a lag, I think. It was very odd the way the bike behaved there, but trying to get the slipstream, so we're going to try and go around the outside once again into the hairpin, but he's got it base this time. He's braked a bit later, but we've used a bit of a better line here. We cut back up the inside of turn 10, he had to sit the bike up because I was right where he wanted to put it. So back up into P3 now, not P3, it's P1 on lap 3, sorry. I looked at the 3 on lap 3 as I said it. We ran a little bit wide through turn 12 and he's come sliding underneath. A beautiful move there from Bob Rock. A little bit of contact there through turn 13. But again, that either down to the lag or just a bit of a different speed there. Got 2.9 seconds, so one hand behind. So definitely going to try and stick to the back of this Repsol Honda like glue. Maybe try and take the lead a couple more times. See if we can disturb his rhythm. Obviously, don't want to let him get too far in front. Into turn 15. I've run a little bit hot. He's got a bit of a better exit. Once again, I'm sliding the rear tyre a little bit. Obviously, I was trying to take care of the tyre as well because I was struggling with some tyre wear at this race. But 52.7 from him, 53.3 from me. So not quite the same pace there. But as we go brake once again for turn 1, hitting the apex quite nicely. But we did miss the sort of centre apex there, and we didn't actually come back for a late one. But into turn 2, again, we ran a little bit hot. So I think he's probably actually going to pull away a little bit here. But you can see he has got quite far in front, so we go through turn 3 now. He's a little bit hot into turn 3. He's gone over the curb a little bit, so he's lost a little bit of time there. You see he had 7.6 tenths there, or 7 tenths of a second, we'll stay like that. Sounds a bit weird saying 7.6, not gonna lie. But we are trying to close up once again through these high-speed corners, and I took a bit of a tight trajectory there. Didn't really work out for me. Flicking the bike back over to the right-hand side, straight back on the throttle. Trying to use all the road we can over the curb a little bit, but no worries there. Pretty grippy actually out there. And he's clipped the inside curb a little bit there, but that is sometimes the optimal line. It has slowed him down a little bit, so we're now only 5 tenths behind. And we're flying down once again towards probably my favourite corner to gain time on this track. It's the hairpin. Look how much we gain there on the brakes. Straight back on the throttle. And it's not one of those things, the concertina effect. It sort of is. It does exaggerate it, but we definitely caught up quite a bit there. The Yamaha being very stable on the front end into that corner through turn 11 now. Going to try and catch him up. Well, obviously that is the entire goal, but we're trying to get as close to him as we can, because obviously we let him get a bit too far ahead earlier. So we have actually closed up quite a bit here. We're only 3.5 tenths an hour behind, so we definitely have caught up through turn 40. He's trailed the throttle, but once again he got a bit of a better exit, so he's probably going to try and gap us again down towards the final corner of the race. Not of the race, of the track. I don't even know what I'm saying here, but hitting the brakes for turn 15 once again, and once again pretty level playing field here. We are about the same distance. Obviously you can see he does have a bit more pace than me in some sectors, but I grit my teeth through the ones I'm good through. So 52.6, I think that was actually my personal best lap of the race. 5 tenths just behind, almost 6 actually. But he's gone a little bit wide into turn 1, but I think that might be his line, but he might have gone a little bit wider than he would have liked. So we gained a little bit through turn 2 now, trying to get on the throttle as quickly as we can. Rob Nuss crashes once again behind, so struggling on his return on that Ducati, but Piccolino also crashes as well. We're now 4 tenths behind. Bob Rock's got a little bit wide on the entrance to turn 4, so lost a little bit of time there, but we went too deep in as well, so those two mistakes sort of counted each other out, or cancelled each other out probably would be the correct thing to say there. But through turn 5 you can see that Honda really smoking its rear tyre through that section, and I'm trying to get on the throttle as quick as we can through turn 6. We did see we got a good run here a couple of laps ago, and that's where obviously that laggy contact occurred. We're only 3 tenths behind now, so we are closing in a little bit here, using up once again all the road, and we are coming towards the hairpin as well. Obviously probably one of my, as I said, the favourite corner on the track to gain time on people. We're using the curb as well. If you use that correctly, you can gain a bit of time on people because it turns the bike quicker. Bit of an exploit in the physics there if you're ever interested, but it can be quite dodgy. But having a look at the inside through turn 11, we've gone on the grass a little bit there because I didn't want like any lag contact to happen at all, so I was just really trying to keep my distance there. Through turn 12, he's ran a bit wide, so we have actually, because we're right behind him now. So we're only 2 tenths behind, so we're definitely within an overtaking opportunity here out of the penultimate turn. Once again on lap 5, trying to get that distance slipstream towards the last corner. But he has got a bit of a better exit. I think we only got a better exit on the first lap. so far. But he's pretty good through that penultimate turn. But into turn 15, once again, a little bit hot, missing the apex a little bit. So that's probably actually helped him out quite a bit. So out the last corner we go, up towards the line. What is this lap time going to be here? 52.8. So to be in the 52s 5 laps in was pretty incredible for me, because I was dropping into the 54s most of the time in practice by that point. But Bob Rock has gone very wide once again, so I think that might be his line. And it does seem to gain a bit of time because of the power that he does get out the corner. So perhaps have to try it. Well, you know, in that situation you can't really think. Another crash for Rob Nuss there, so not a good day for him. We are now 7 tenths behind, so Bob Rock is trying to really get ahead of, if he can, hitting the brakes through turn 4. We have absolutely overshot there. That has probably handed him a big advantage that he did not, you know, didn't need giving. I didn't want to give him any time. But in fact, it doesn't actually seem like it's cost us too much. And at this point, you can see someone has joined the lobby and started talking in the game chat. Nothing you can do about that during the game. You can't mute them. Bob Rock went a little bit wide on the grass there, you saw up ahead, which probably cost him a little bit. And he also went quite hot into here. So now 6 tenths behind. Once again, as we fly down towards the hairpin, obviously we have shown a lot of this race so far, but as you can see exactly why I'm showing it. We are pushing each other the entire way. So if you look once again at the minimap, no one to be seen anywhere. We were in a league of his own in this race here, purely because Bob Rock had the pace and I was just pushing like mad to try and keep up with him. And if he'd like turned up the pace a little bit more, I probably would have crashed out of the race, because the pace he had was immense. So we're 3.5 tenths down on Bob Rock once again through this penultimate turn. So you can definitely see in the certain sectors. So see, it's like sector 4 and sector 1, Bob Rock pulls away from me, but sector 2 and 3, I'll bring it back. It's really interesting to see how we both gain the lap time and get similar sort of laps out of it in the end. But Bob Rock's got a little bit wide in the last corner. Could get him a good exit off of the last corner actually onto the straight. In fact, he has got quite a bit of a lead there. So we are probably going to have to try and bring that down. Definitely can't be having that. So we have dropped it to the 53s now, 53.1. We did a 53.3 earlier. We're now 7 tenths behind. Hitting the brakes for turn 1. Trying to be as late as we can on the brakes into turn 1. And a crash for Drian. So unfortunate for Drian there. And that's allowed Jaeger to get up into 4th position. So that could be quite crucial for him in the championship. Obviously, penultimate round. I never actually mentioned that Armanand could have wrapped up this weekend. But I don't think it can actually happen unless there was a full grid of 11 people where Jaeger would have to score no points and he would just have to outscore me by 2, and I think Dream would have to come back 4th, I think it was, and I think that would be it then. We've run a bit wide through turn 5. We are losing a bit of time to Bob Rock here, so we're going to have to really try and push to gain the time back. You can see, probably because it's getting a bit later on in the race, he's definitely got a bit more pace over us. So 7 tenths, but again, we are coming towards the sector where I tend to gain a bit of time on him. But Rob Nuss has crashed once again, so struggling a little bit there on the Pull&Bear Ducati. I believe it's a Pull&Bear Ducati on his screen at least. Anyway, obviously I have the 2019 mod installed, so it says that he's on the Petronas Yamaha. But it wouldn't have Yamaha physics either way. But enough about the mod. We are here for the league race today, through turn 12 once again, trying to close up as much as we can to Bob Rock. And I think turn 12 was actually quite lucrative for us there, because we are now only 3 tenths behind him. They're firing it out of the penultimate turn once again. We got a bit of wheel spin that time, so it definitely cost us a bit of ground to him. We come absolutely flying down towards the last corner. Pretty much the same braking point for the whole race. I wasn't really bringing it forward, even though the tyres were going off, which is something I probably usually would do. But I was just too busy focused on the back of that Repsol Honda ahead of us. So as we go up towards the line now, 53.3. So again, on lap 7 to do 53.3 was pretty incredible for me. But hitting the brakes very late for turn 1 here. We are closing a little bit on the brakes. And Bob Rock hits the inside curb, so we've both gone wide. So that's actually benefited me massively to close up on him like that. Through turn 2, we are now right back behind him, like we were probably on lap 2 or 3. Really, we haven't been that close for a while, but he has gained a bit of an advantage again on the switchback through turn 2. Through turn 3 now as we come up the straight towards turn 4. Hitting the brakes to turn 4, and he's gone straight on. He's gone straight on, and that's it. That is the race lead gone to me. And a crash as well. So I can tell you that somebody sent him a message, and it disconnected his, well, it stopped his controller from putting input in. And yeah, that kind of ruined him. As you saw in that clip as well, you saw Armanand in the corner losing the position and coming on the game. He disconnected from the lobby, so that's crucial for the championship. But up towards the line, we are doing a wheelie to win the Sepang Malaysia Grand Prix here in the league. So we did win in the end by 4.6 seconds to Bob Rock. Obviously, as I said about the controller issue, well, not controller issue, but the game disabled his input after he got a message. And then Jagger came third, 24 seconds down. And nobody else actually finished within the 30-second threshold that the game gives. But Piccolino was 4th, Dream was 5th, Rob Nuz was 6th, and of course Arwen and was 7th. So we will head on to the championship. Now it's taken a pretty big turn here. So Jagger finally takes the lead of the standings after that strong result. Obviously he pulled back at P3 and with Arwen finishing effectively 7th as he disconnected. That has allowed him to take a 5-point lead in the championship now. I finally moved up to 3rd ahead of Dream, 12 points off of Jagger, and obviously Dream himself is 17 off. So that is it for this race. Hopefully you enjoyed the slightly longer video. I did pretty much well, in fact I think I did include the entirety of the first 7 and a bit laps, just because of what was happening there. And you could see we were really trying to keep each other in check. You know, we were both pushing very hard, so I felt so bad for him that such a stupid thing has cost him his lead. And I thought we were probably going to have a nice little battle in the end, because I was definitely going to try and step it up for the last couple of laps. You know, we had such a big lead, and I wasn't just going to sit behind him. It seems a bit stupid to do that, so I was going to try and take the lead if possible. But it's unfortunate that's how it ended. But you have got to look at it on the bright side. Obviously, I did end up winning the race because of it. So that's definitely given us a better chance at this championship, although it is still a pretty outside shot. There's now 4 of us in contention for the final race. Obviously, I'll probably go over the... I can't even think of the word. Is it permutations? I think that's it. I can't even remember. It's quite bad. But yeah, I'll go over like sort of how each person can win the championship probably in the next video. So in that next league race video. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you look forward to that one. But as I say in every video, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I shall see you in the next one.